Whether you're coming from a street bike or you're just looking for your first dirt bike that is street legal, it's important to start out on the right one for your size and your experience level so that you can build your confidence quickly. Because if you're starting out on something that's too big or too powerful, that is a big common mistake that I see that not only causes frustration because it makes it harder to learn how to ride, but it's also more dangerous because you can't control the bike as much. Think about it. When you start on something that has less power, it's lower to the ground, especially if you're smaller like me, then you can control it more easily and you can focus on learning the proper techniques such as throttle and clutch control, balance, proper body position, and then as you progress, you can upgrade to something faster. So these bikes that I'm covering, they are not only good for beginners because they're easy to ride, but they're reliable and affordable and easy to maintain. So that allows you to ride more and work on the bike less. First one is a relatively new bike from Kawasaki. It's the KLX 230. Now they have an off-road trail version, the 230R, but I'm talking about the 230, the dual sport street legal bike. So it has the full headlight, taillight, mirror, turn signals, everything you need with the license plate obviously to ride on and off-road. Now it's only a 230 cc air-cooled engine, so it doesn't have a ton of power, but if you don't need to cruise at high speeds, then it's a great choice because it has a lower seat height and it's fuel injected and electric start, so virtually frustration free. Just push the button, you don't have to worry about carb jetting, especially if you go up or down in elevation. And now Kawasaki also has the 230S model, which is the shorter, lowered version. So it has over an inch lower seat height than the standard one. It's under 33 inches, so it'd be a good height if you're in the 5'2" to 5'6" range. So great for females or if you have short legs like me. Where the standard version, it's a little over 34-inch seat height, so it's good if you're 5'5" to 5'8" or even a little bit taller. It's fine as long as you have proper body position, you won't feel as cramped. The next bike is the Yamaha TW200. Now this one is kind of wacko because it has the big fat tires. What is it good for? Well, to be honest, not really that much, but the reason why it's such a good beginner bike is because it is super low to the ground and it's really easy to ride. So with a super low seat height, it's good if you're 4'10" to 5'2", 5'4". Even if you're bigger, you can still ride it, but a low seat height is really nice for learning on. The big fat tires are good for balancing as well as traction, whether you're riding off-road or on-road, but it's just fun, easy to ride. It's slow, so you're not going to be able to cruise very fast, but if you're just riding around town, you just need something legal to go grocery shopping for a gallon of milk or whatever. The TW200 is really good for learning on and just having a blast. And then the third bike is the Honda CRF 300L. They used to have the 250L, but then they updated it to the 300 as a little bit more power, a little bit more torque, but it's still plenty controllable. Out of these three bikes, it definitely has the most power, and it's kind of it can kind of be a light duty dual sport / adventure bike. So if you put like a rack on it, you can put some bags on it, you can do some pretty long adventure rides and still be comfortable. It has decent suspension, solid engine, so this is kind of a lightweight do-it-all bike while still being super easy to ride. And you can even put a lowering link on it to make it lower to the ground, but it's still a good size bike if you're 5'5" to 6 feet tall. It's the only liquid-cooled bike in this list, allowing it to have more power, but you also have radiators to deal with. So if you're riding in rocks, it's a little bit more susceptible to having a problem. If you tip over, fall on the radiators, you can bend them, they can leak, but if you're just casually riding and you don't expect to fall on big rocks, then it's not really a problem. You can also add some radiator braces when you buy it new. Now, if you can't afford a brand new bike, then there are plenty of used bikes that are still good, reliable, if you're a beginner on a budget. I got a list of the top 10 best cheap used dirt bikes that are good for beginners. You can grab that guide at motocrosshideout.com/cheap or click the link in the description below. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun for many years to come.